Ladies and gentlemen, step aside, Bugatti, move over, Rolls-Royce. Today, we roll back the brass-fringed curtain of automotive history and introduce you to a French wonder from the dawn of motoring, so rare, so niche, and so oddly charming that even my neighbor Bob thinks it's an alien reconnaissance vehicle. Meet the 1900 Créanche Type A Voiturette, France's answer to the question, what if a sewing machine eloped with a baby carriage and joined a brass band? Now, before we ignite this one-cylinder wonder, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Because without your support, I'd have to ride shotgun in Timmy's latest project. A bathtub bolted to a lawn chair with an engine from a blender. Click that bell like you're tightening a century-old belt drive. Now rewind your monocles and lace up your driving goggles. We're in Courbevoie, a Parisian suburb in the year 1900, where the Société Louis Créanche was producing its latest answer to the horseless carriage craze. France at the time wasn't just leading the fashion world, it was also the Detroit of the Belle Époque. In 1903 alone, France built nearly 30,000 cars, almost half the world's total. Everyone from Renault to Dion-Bouton to some guy in a basement with a piston fetish was making cars. In that explosive boom, Louis Créanche launched his own lineup of voiturettes, tricycles, and electric oddities. One of these was the Type A compact two-seat and powered by a Dion-Bouton engine, which back then was basically the Coca-Cola of small engines, ubiquitous, fizzy, and vaguely explosive if misused. Louis Créanche didn't design the cars himself, or at least no designer names were officially recorded, but we do know the company debuted its offerings around 1899 and had 4 different models on the market by the time the 1900 Paris Exposition rolled around. That included an electric car and this humble Type A, which allegedly earned a bronze medal in the Concours de Voiturettes, a competition so French it probably came with wine pairings. This wasn't a car for dukes or heiresses. The Type A was built for the budding bourgeoisie, for dentists, bakers, and that guy down the street who insists on calling his mustache a conversation piece. Lightweight, relatively affordable, and simple to drive by 1900 standards, it was a way for the turn-of-the-century middle class to escape horse manure and get stuck in muddy ditches under their own power instead. Now, if you're wondering how many of these chariots survived, the answer is basically 1.5. Only 2 Créanche vehicles are known today. The crown jewel is chassis number 73, the Type A we're featuring, which was discovered in France in 1970, still on its original running gear. It was bought for 1,400 French francs by a Swiss collector, Dr. Werner Tommen, who lovingly restored it with the help of Swiss coach builders Langenthal. They replicated the original body based on surviving patterns and period photos. So while the body's a 1972 replica, everything else, from the engine and frame to the "what on earth does this lever do" dashboard, is original Créanche. The restoration was so accurate, in fact, that the Veteran Car Club of Great Britain dated it to 1900 with certificate number 1324. That certificate makes it eligible for veteran runs, like the 2017 London-Brighton Veteran Car Run, where it proudly wheezed along among its brass-clad cousins, and unlike Timmy's first marriage, it didn't break down halfway. Now let's talk guts, mechanical ones. At the heart of the Créanche Type A was a 477cc single-cylinder Dion-Bouton engine. This little beast was good for 4 horsepower, which back then could pull a carriage, mow a lawn, and intimidate a goat. It was water-cooled, spark-ignited, and side-valved. Basically everything you'd expect from an engine designed while top hats were still cool. The drive system was as peculiar as it was clever. A 3-speed pulley and belt transmission with a dual-chain final drive. But the pièce de résistance was the sliding engine cradle. Yes, the entire engine could slide forward or backward to adjust belt tension. Need to shift gears? Just scooch the engine forward a bit. Voila, belt tightened. No clutch, no gear lever, just a mobile motor doing the cha-cha slide. As for the chassis, it was a simple ladder frame stretched across a 1,350 millimeters, 53.1 inches, wheelbase. Suspension duties were handled by semi-elliptic leaf springs at both ends, and the car rolled on wire-spoke wheels fitted with narrow pneumatic tires, just wide enough to get stuck in every horse hoof rut from here to Dijon. There were no front brakes because who needs to stop in a straight line, right? But it had a transmission brake and rear drum brakes. Safety first-ish. In terms of size, the Type A measured around 2 meters, 6 feet 7 inches long, and 1.1 meters, 3 feet inches wide, with a total weight likely hovering between 600 and 800 kilograms. Its top speed, about 25 to 30 kilometers per hour, 15 to 19 miles per hour, which is just enough to outrun a slightly motivated horse or Timmy when he hears his third ex-wife is in town. But don't let the quaint numbers fool you. For its time, the Créanche was advanced. That self-adjusting belt system was a legitimate innovation. While other makers were still fumbling with unreliable friction clutches and slipping transmission bands, the Créanche let you slide your engine into position like you were scooting your chair closer to the roulette table. And while later Créanche models, yes, they briefly made bigger cars with shaft drive and up to 30 horsepower, moved into the new century, none would make the historical splash of this little white hero, mainly because none survived. The Type A remains the brand's only surviving voiturette, a single-cylinder sentinel of the past that tells the story of an era when cars were experimental, roads were optional, and everyone looked slightly terrified behind the wheel. Now let's talk about that look. The Créanche Type A isn't just a car, it's an aesthetic manifesto written in brass, button-tufted leather, and unapologetic whimsy. It wears its white and red livery like a Baroque parade float that wandered off from a Belle Epoque circus. The red buttoned seats, which look like they were borrowed from a Parisian bordello, are perched high and proud, while the sweeping fenders and polished brass fixtures announce, "Yes, I'm fancy, and yes, I honk with a rubber bulb." What really elevates this voiturette's charm is how it blends Victorian formality with mechanical experimentation. The frameless dashboard? Minimalist. The 3 lanterns and oversized klaxon? Maximalist. And admire it we do. After being meticulously restored by Dr. Tommen and Swiss specialists in 1972, the vehicle remained largely unchanged, apart from some tender-loving grease removal until its sale in 2016. At that RM Sotheby's auction, chassis number 73 sold for €50,400, or roughly $55,000 to $60,000 at the time. That might seem modest for a one-of-one pre-1905 voiturette, but in the niche world of veteran microcars, rarity doesn't always translate into bidding wars. Collectors of these early relics tend to value provenance, documentation, and condition far more than horsepower. Let's face it, no one's drag racing a Créanche. The 1900 Créanche Type A Voiturette may be slow, tiny, and technically obsolete, but it is magnificently alive in character. It reminds us that at the dawn of motoring, every car was an experiment, every builder a dreamer, and every journey a grand, oily, brass-rattling adventure. So here's to you, dear viewers, especially our brilliant channel sponsors who help keep this wheel of history turning. You make it possible for us to dig up, document, and laugh our way through mechanical treasures like the Créanche. Stay vintage, stay weird, and remember, if your neighbor thinks your horn is broadcasting alien signals, you're either doing something very wrong or extremely right.